In this video, I'll be traveling to San Diego, California to try some massive American barbecue at a restaurant called Phil's BBQ, which just happens to be the most reviewed restaurant on Google in the entire city. They have huge beef ribs, pork ribs dripping with barbecue sauce, big delicious burgers, and other side dishes that I enjoyed a lot. So is the American barbecue as awesome as Korean or Japanese barbecue? Watch this video and find out. I'm not sure if you guys knew about this, but I actually used to live in San Diego and I used to visit this restaurant very often. So today I've come back here for the first time in many years, and I'll show you guys how amazing it is. Hello, I get full rib dinner, fresh cut fries, and coleslaw. I'll also get a beef rib dinner, onion rings. What's the most popular sandwich? I'll get the filibuster then. $100 for a massive meal doesn't sound too bad to me. I love how you can sit outside here too. So guys, like I said, back in the days, I used to have a real job and real co-workers too. To be honest, most people were like NPCs, but there were some human ones too.
Yes.
This is my friend Dai. And, we work for the same company, and I thought it might be nice to have a little lunch with her today. Should we go get some drinks inside?
Yes,
maybe?
let's go get some drinks.
Should we take the bags with us?
You absolutely 1000% take your bags.
Right?
You don't leave anything in your car. You don't leave anything unless you're basically saying you're donating it to someone out there in the world.
I should have left my toxic girlfriend in the car. Unlocked, comeback should be gone.
Okay, this is something, as much as I love traveling through Asia, when I came back to America, something that I absolutely missed was the abundance of ice, free refills, and the variations in pop.
100%. This is freedom.
Like, look at this. You don't just have Diet Coke, you have caffeine-free Diet Coke, but you also have Coke Zero.
I'm like less ice guy. So a little bit of ice. The rest is Coke Zero. The American holy water. So a lot of people, including Dai here, argue that this is not the most delicious American barbecue restaurant here, but arguably the most iconic. And I personally like it. And honestly, you notice how like things are a little more expensive here now?
Yeah.
It's gotten more expensive. They kept the prices relatively low, you know what I mean? We just got a mega meal and that was only $100. That is a lot of money to spend, but a good steak dinner in America now would be like closer to 200, right?
And drinks.
Right, we got drinks as well. Looks like some of the food is ready. Oh my God, is that all? Wow, thank you. Oh my God, thank you so much. That is very kind of you to help me. Allow me to start with my favorite appetizer, the onion rings, the colossal onion rings. These are actually huge, actually crispy too. And they have this really runny ranch sauce. Dip it in, wow, it's so crispy. Thank God, it's just as good. They didn't ruin my memory.
The one thing I'll give them, I love that the onion ring has a substantial sized onion inside too.
Yeah.
A lot of places you go, it'll be like a tiny fried up sliver of onion, thread of onion.
And you no longer feel the onion. I feel like onion rings as a side dish is very underrated. In my opinion, I prefer onion rings over French fries. Kind of like crispy. It's like a little beyond crispy. It's a little hard on the surface, but lots of onions, roasted it better with ranch. How bad could it be? So Phil's BBQ, they're known for their beef ribs. Look how beefy it looks.
The fact that you're eating barbecue and your shirt is still pristine, very impressive.
Yeah, I don't like to get my t-shirt dirty, but even if it does get dirty, that's okay. It's for my viewers. So here's my beef rib. I look like a caveman, right? Here you can get the barbecue sauce on top of the meat, or you can get it on the side. Now it's already cooked with barbecue sauce, but this is America, guys. We need abundance, more calories, good. I know my mouth is about to get really messy, but look how on the bone they have like so much meat. The one thing that upsets me a little about being in Korea, they really go easy on their meat. Like sometimes you'd go for a meat dish and they barely have meat. Like you should really get what you're paying for, you know what I mean? Here, I feel like I am getting what I'm paying for. That is a lot of meat.
Fall off the bone.
Oh my God. Wow, it's actually really good.
It actually doesn't look dry. It looks appropriately seasoned.
So guys, apparently the best of the best barbecue, they're very moist on the inside. If I had to be honest, it's not dry on the inside. It's like generally tender and nicely cooked. I wouldn't say it's like, wow, this is so tender, unbelievable, you know? Is it delicious? Yeah, I think so. I think it is delicious. So like I said, I had this job in San Diego. I kept that job for like 3 years. From the day one of that company, almost till the end, Dai was there working with me. And I feel like my viewers would be wondering, what kind of person was he at work?
The funny thing is, I've had other friends at our work ask me about you.
Really?
Because they wondered where you went, what happened.
Oh,
and
because I one day disappeared, right?
One day disappeared, and then all of a sudden later they discovered your channel, however. So they asked, you know, what happened to Jimmy? But when people ask me, what was it like working with Jimmy? What was Jimmy like? I think the first thing I remember about you was that we were interviewing you. I was actually one of the people that was reviewing resumes and portfolios to interview you. And the first thing I thought was, wait, why does this guy want to work here? Because your portfolio was just so good.
It wasn't all that.
It was pretty good for what we were asking you to do. I thought you were incredibly talented. You ended up becoming one of the friends that I could always rely on when stuff got absolutely obnoxiously unbearable, to be like, hey Jimmy, you want to go for a walk? And you'd be like, yeah, let's go. Hey Jimmy, you want to get bubble tea? Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, towards the end of my corporate career, there were more and more of those walks. And the walks became longer too.
Oh shit, your shirt.
No!
It's on your collar. No, I have stain remover. It's right below your collar.
Too late.
No, this stuff is amazing. Okay, hold still.
Save me. Just like you did at work.
Never saved you at work. This will at least break up the oil so that when you wash it, it'll come out. Dude, look at that!
It's gone?
This stuff is magic, not 100%, like 90%.
Okay.
Okay, Jimmy, I promise I'm not being a pervert. With your consent.
Go ahead.
Okay. It's on video, I have consent.
And then 10 years later, I'd be like, that one day I felt attacked.
Look at that! This thing is amazing.
Oh wow, it's almost gone.
So it's this.
Huge shout out to the wet ones. So the beef ribs, it hasn't changed. It's still very good. When the food gets colder, it gets really hard because the oil in it hardens. So unless you're filming like me, you want to eat it as fast as you can. Oh, they also have this sausage that's very nice. So with this guy, the skin is all intact. And you just kind of want to dip the tip of the sausage in the barbecue sauce and put this in your mouth. Great American joy. The skin of their sausage has a lot of tension. When you bite it off, it's like tough. You know what I mean? So I do feel like they kept their quality. It's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, I also wanted to do this. I said this a few times, but depending on what country you guys go to, guys, the breed of the corn is a little different. So the texture of them, when you chew them, is very different. There's a lot that I love about Korea, but if there's one thing that America definitely has better, I feel like it's their corn. Usually the corn is served extremely hot, so the butter will melt right on it. It's got a little cold because I was chatting too much. You know what I like about America though? I like American food. This is an unpopular opinion. People will be like, oh, Jimmy, but my country does it better. But listen, here's the thing. If you have an American friend and you went to his house and his mom cooked you some dinner, now that is not delicious, I know that. But American businesses like Phil's BBQ or a lot of local restaurants, you can find really delicious food.
The other thing that's like pretty awesome about America too is the fact that it is a melting pot. Being here, you can get a mix of different foods.
By the way, like I said, this corn by itself, it doesn't have a lot of flavors if I had to be honest. But with butter, it's so delicious, especially because the corn, when you chew them, this one's almost like explosive. Like it explodes in your mouth. Like you guys can almost hear it and see the juice just spewing everywhere. So here, I got the pork ribs. Their pork ribs are pretty phenomenal too. Oh, I would like to start with their French fries, because their French fries, when they're fresh, they're actually quite good.
They're still good.
Yeah, there's a lot of crisp and good texture, like a live potato, you know?
Do you still think the onion rings were better?
Now that I tried their potatoes, the fries are good. Just personally, I like onion rings more. It's healthier. I'm also going to try some of their coleslaw, which is kind of huge. The cut of the cabbage is like huge.
So you do eat your vegetables?
I do. I have a story about Phil's BBQ, about when I tried it for the first time. So a long time ago, I used to live in LA. I actually came to San Diego for the first time for an interview, for a job interview. And that was with the company that we worked at. After the job interview, which didn't last too long, since I've driven all the way from LA to San Diego, I thought I might go to a nice restaurant where I can, have some good meat. The most reviewed restaurant in the entire city was this Phil's BBQ. Yeah, so I came here, ordered pork rib and beef rib all by myself, and I just enjoyed the heck out of it. I was like, wow, just for this, the trip was kind of worth it. I ended up getting the job, moved to San Diego. Yeah, and I lived here for like 3 years, a little more than 3 years.
Almost 4, yeah.
Yeah. Their pork rib, extremely tender, not very spicy, extremely sweet though. Like this level of meaty, delicious pork rib, I honestly haven't experienced in Korea. Their pork rib feels very like frozen packaged pork rib, even if you go to a pretty decent restaurant. So here's something that I actually never got before. Their sandwich. It's like this massive sandwich with pulled pork, onion rings, bacon, cheese, and double patties. That is American abundance. Can you guys just see how over the top this is? I'm not even sure how to eat this.
I mean, this burger had no waste materials, and it was a huge combination of my favorite ingredients. So it was impossible for me to not enjoy this.
I wish they went a little easy on the sauce because the overpowering sweetness from the barbecue sauce, it just kind of like overpowers the rest of the ingredients. So big, it's kind of hard to eat.
Would you order it again?
Actually, I might because it's just so much. It has everything that I like. Lots of pulled pork, huge onion rings, lots of bacon, burger patties, and they are good quality. So I can see myself eating this again.
So between all the sides, the onion rings, the coleslaw, the fries, the corn, how would you rank them in order of your favorites?
Number 1, the corn with butter. Number 2, onion rings. Number 3, fries. Number 4, and I probably shouldn't have got it, coleslaw. The amount of things in this burger is pretty insane. I will give it to them. The ingredients are pretty top notch. They cooked it really well. For $15 in America, I think it's pretty fair. Because you get a Big Mac meal these days, it gets close to $15.
That's a lot of meat for $15.
So when I'm eating here in Phil's BBQ, I don't feel like I'm getting screwed over. It's crazy. This one burger should be enough for anyone.
I'm stunned you're still eating.
Oh,
That one beef rib had so much food.
it's my talent, eating a lot of food.
I am impressed. That's true, I do remember that. But how are the ribs now that they have cooled substantially?
Substantially worse now that they're cool. As delicious as these ribs are, you know what my favorite is? Coca-Cola. If somebody told me define freedom, then I'd just be like this.
They still have plastic straws here.
They do.
A lot of places have switched to paper, which is terrible.
Just stick to the plastic. Sea turtles, what are they gonna do with their lives anyway, right? Swim around?
How are the onion rings now that they're cold?
The cold onion rings are still good in my opinion. Yeah, I would go as far as saying that Phil's BBQ is an exemplary American barbecue. It's okay. She's like, nah, not really. I think it is. Is it the best? Perhaps it's not the best. Is it somewhere that you can visit casually for a reasonable price and have a decent barbecue? I think so. Just make sure to eat the food on time because when it gets cold, it becomes a little hard. And hard doesn't mean always good. In the land where you can get 1 cup of soda and it's refillable, the life is good for its people. So I just said goodbye to my friend Dai. So what did I think of the restaurant? Well, regardless of Dai's opinion, I think it's still a pretty solid restaurant. It's a great barbecue place. It's a place where you can come for a real, stereotypical American barbecue. And if you just happen to be in San Diego, it'll be a nice place to visit. My journey in the US will continue for a while, so keep watching, guys. Thank you.